All right. Hello, hello. After 2 days break, which is rather was mandatory than a choice of mine, I'm back with this awesomeness. I was kind of watching this game for a while, and I was thinking to buy it or not to buy it, and then I made a decision. That's why I'm sitting here. So let's just see what is this. But first, please help us avoid spoilers, dear content creators. Am I a content creator? As you will discover, this game is full of intrigue and plot twists. Please help us to avoid spoilers by not sharing content from beyond the white hallway, so that other players can fully enjoy what awaits them. Sincerely, the modern storyteller team. Well, it is a very understandable request, but I don't know if the game is good. Should I just stop to play? I don't know. I can play it offline, but then some of the reason why I'm trying to run this little channel would be I don't know. I will see. Anyway, let's get into massive film developers. This game was developed by a core team of 3 people over 4 years. With multiple endings, it rewards thoughtful conversation and exploration, not brute force. Okay. This is a present day.
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind.
That is my face when I wake
some loose change.
in the morning looking into the mirror.
Wanna tell me who you are?
Select my body type. Whoa. Is it Nero? Yeah, that's Nero. And this one is Caligula. Maybe. I don't know. Well, I'm going to choose this one. Okay. That's gonna be my name, Maximus. What the heck? Alright.
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
Oh well. Archaeologists, years of studying history give you occasional insight into the ancient world. I was searching for an ancient ruins, or I was on a covert mission. You have a military issued firearm, but only 10 bullets. You will have to use them judiciously. Alright, I probably butchered this word, since there's no way to get more. I was on the run from the law. Your time on the run from authorities has made you quick on your feet, and you are 25% faster than sprinting. Amnesiac, your recent head trauma has increased your pain threshold, making you 50% harder to take down. Okay, I'm going to take this.
It does look like you took a pretty hard blow to the head. You're just lucky you've been given a second chance. Which is why I feel terrible for what I'm about to say, but I have a favor to ask.
Do you?
There are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse.
Why don't you go in?
After him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him. If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
Always these very convenient promises. Yeah, I promised I'm not gonna go down. Yeah. Mind if I ask some questions first?
Of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. I just...
But you were.
What do you want to know?
What's your story? Who's Al? Where are we? What can you tell me about the ruins? Okay, where are we?
You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber.
Okay, who's Al?
He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
Okay. What's your story?
There's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean?
You're not even going to tell me your name?
Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
I would really like to know, especially if I'm going to be helping you. Why don't you want to tell me? Never mind. I don't care that much. Wow. If I'm going to help you, then I want your name.
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey. It's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself.
Oh, yeah.
My name's Karen.
And I'd like to speak to the manager. Well, thank you for saving my life, Karen.
You're welcome. Always happy to help. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Yes. Have you tried calling for help?
What am I, an idiot? You can
No.
have a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me.
Okay, what can you tell me about the ruin?
Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al...
Okay.
Great. So you're ready to go look for Al?
No, but what can I do? I'm going in for the priceless artifact, but I will keep an eye on for him. Okay, alright, I mean, because I'm a nice
The
guy.
entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
Oh, a heavy-duty battery-powered flashlight. Nice. Okay. It's looking nice. Probably this is the place I wouldn't go myself in a real life. Definitely not. Why I backpack full of working hiking clothes and empty food packets. Nothing valuable here, but still it seems strange that Al left it behind. Well, if I would be, well, I would still take the bag. Storage capacity or something. All right.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation. Or a warning.
All right.
Alworth.
I hope all worth. All worth it. Okay. I had a feeling it's gonna fucking move. I was right about. A Latin plaque which reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forward." Okay, that's what we read. A golden craffle fixed permanently in place. So probably I need to step on this shit anyway. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Jesus Christ. Wow. Wow. We have nothing here. Find the entrance to the secret city. Looks like these Romans didn't use this bathhouse for quite a while. Quite sometimes. What the heck? Are these... Oh, I saw you. Your head just fucking moved. Postanami audire. Why I didn't learn Latin. It would be so great. A young Roman woman in a pose of lamentation. Sorry. I stepped on your feet. And this is a Roman soldier. Grieving. Probably. What if I go into the water? Mia Adiwa. So something me. A Roman gladiator mid-stride. What could have made a gladiator flee? There is a hand! Oh, that's just the bloody light. Okay, okay, as the flashlight moves. Jesus Christ. A young Roman woman, it looks like she was begging for her life. What is happened here? By the way, why these Romans came down to this place? Vigilabat. Okay, quick save. This looks like we're gonna need quick save. What the hell? Why? Are these guys alive? A Roman military commander attempting to scramble away from something. Okay. A Roman legionary in a state of terror. Why these? Are they alive? What the hell? I have no idea. Okay, something was chasing this guy. Supplico me reperire. Alright, I don't know. A Roman woman who appears to be praying for help that never came. Yeah, looks like. Why they built their city underground? I hope that's not a horror game. What the heck? Quid pro quo. So what for what? That's what I know. A golden statue of an old man wearing modern clothing, that must be Al, but how is that possible? What the heck?
Whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are only two options. Death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now, and find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Well, if I would do that, then we will not play for long. Okay, let's see. So what the hell is happened? She's in terror as well. Panic. A young Roman woman in state of panic. Eum prohibe. So something is prohibited. Maybe the enter is prohibited. Maybe I'm not supposed to enter this golden portal to the past. Postne mi audire. I think they are asking, are you hear me? Do you hear me? All right. Okay, so they asking, do you hear me? Can you hear? Yeah. Am I hearable? I don't know. And probably help me. Yeah, I hear you. The remains of a human, whoever it was, died long time ago. That's brilliant. In English and Latin, same language family, and very similar. Many words are similar. And if I'm right, then they're asking, can you hear me? I need your help. All right. Let's see if I can help. To see the objective markers for given quest, click the eye icon beside it. Yeah, F5 quick save and F9 quick load. So I might need to run as well. Step through the doorway into the past. Okay, I cannot go back. Forget me not. A Roman relief depicting a great circular porter and two women. I wonder who they could be. And someone is waiting for us here.
Salve, friend.
Salve.
I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
I am Maximus, and I have just come from the future. Oh, that's true. Wait.
What? I'm speaking Latin. You are too, although your accent's a little strange. Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. Ask again. Who are you, and what were you doing in the shrine? Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime? You're not from around here, are you?
No, I'm not.
You've just done it again. You're a sly one, aren't you? One more time. Who are you, and what were you doing in that shrine?
Alright, I'm kind of intrigued to lie, but let's see what's happening if I'm saying I am from the future.
No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, you know, not right in the head? That's all right, friend. Everyone's welcome. We sort of lose track of the date down here, but it feels like the beginning of spring to me, so I'd say early March? It's 817 AUC. Sorry, you look confused. 817 years since the founding of Rome. Which part of the empire are you from exactly?
Okay, let's go like that.
Not so loud. Just saying that name could land you in trouble here. If you haven't heard, his cultists burned down half of Rome last year. Horrible business. I heard Nero executed some of them, but a lot of people are still angry with them, even down here. So, if you're one of them, keep it to yourself. But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more
Indeed,
ways
because
than
I
one.
am.
So, let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine. Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's, well,
You're going to
it's
be...
kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
No thanks.
Look, you seem like you might need a little extra help, and I'd feel a lot more comfortable if I showed you the way.
I don't know if I'm missing out any context or missing out the discovering the area. I don't know. You know what?
Follow me. When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community.
Wow. I'm gonna go on my way anyway. What the hell? Alright, let's go and follow that guy. Let's cruise. So, what I'm suspecting, if you don't live by the law, then you're going to be turned into a golden statue. I guess. Okay, I lost
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world,
my guide.
so this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come. The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives. They never do. There is only a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. Help me? You cannot help me. I have seen things. A pattern, a terrible pattern. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more.
Figure out why Livia is acting strangely.
The newly arrived are ignorant of the road before them.
Okay. So Livia, what is wrong with you? Galerius for magistrate. Countered by I would rather drink Aurelia's special brew.
The 49 melodies fetch again with incessant labor the water they have lost.
Model arena. A wooden model of a Roman arena lovingly crafted by someone who misses the outside world. Seriously, why did this?
Cerberus lifts his triple
Why
head,
these people came down here?
lets out his threefold braying.
Oh yeah, that's the household shrine.
Stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron.
Yeah. I remember about that.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives.
These carrots are purple as they were before modern orange carrots were
You're in a world of
cultivated.
your own, aren't you?
Oh, hello.
Ah, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia, and I hope I'm not being too forward, but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued.
Of course you
You're
were.
not like any Roman woman I've ever seen. Your skin is so beautiful, and your clothes are so exotic. Ugh, coming on a bit strong, don't you think?
No.
I take back what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore. Let's just forget whatever happened, so we can at least do business. So, what brings you to my tavern?
So you are a basic bitch. What's your story?
Certainly, for 10 denarii.
Oh, you!
Have you met Livia? She used to do my hair until one day she just snapped. This place has that effect on people. Now she just stands around, caked in filth, muttering nonsense to herself. It's a real shame. Now I have to do my own hair.
Poor you.
Whatever you like. Ugh, let it go. Nothing's going to happen between us.
Okay.
I just try not to think about it. Drink helps with that. As the saying goes, to drink is human, so we drink. You know, normally I'd expect you to buy me a drink before asking if I want to get out of here. I guess that went right over your head. Never mind. As a matter of fact, I do know a way out. I'm happy to tell you all about it, but this is valuable.
Ah, yeah, I thought it's gonna cost
And I
me.
don't just give it out like some cheap oracle. So, how badly do you want it? Is it worth, say, 1,000 denarii to you? Simple. It's a one-way trip, and I'm not ready to go just yet. I like my life here. One day, maybe, but not now.
Okay. Since
What's the matter?
I do not have the
Can't
money.
afford it? Well, perhaps you could take out a loan. I understand Malleolus has lent money to others on occasion. All right, see ya.
See you, Aurelia. You bitch.
You stay away from my money.
Calm down.
You Sisyphus, attacked just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, but it does not know the bloodless shadows. This is their punishment. The newly...
Okay. Yeah, I can. A phallic charm taught by the Romans to have divine protective properties. Okay. A circular stone disc with a symbol of fish carved into it. It looks like it might be religious in nature. Incomplete note. This is your final warning, sinner. What the hell? What the heck? I told Lucrezia about the dreams I have been having, and she said it might help her divine their meaning if I wrote them down. It happened again last night. The man by the river was there, as always, his face shrouded in shadow from the peculiar ram headdress. Once again he introduced himself as Curti and told me he would drag me from the river. He seemed to smirk as he said his name, as if it meant something I could not understand. Okay. Carving lion. Pandora's box, golden rule. Okay. Alright. I need to find that guy. Looks like someone has been hard at work on a prototype zip line. My life has been tortured as the 7 labors of Hercules, orphaned, defeated, and enslaved, yet I would suffer it all again gladly, because each loss of wound and tragedy brought me to you. Radiant as Rome's sacred flame, your bright warmth nourishes my soul. I know I can never touch you any more than hold Vestas' flame, but to watch and love you from afar, bathing in your glow is enough. Oh, there is another page. No, there is no.
The many shall suffer.
All right.
Sins of the one.
Okay. So I stole. And now I'm being punished. Oh, okay. Oh, I need to catch up with that guy. What the heck? So, if I steal anything, I see. Okay, so I shouldn't steal anything.
Salve, friend. I don't think so. I've never seen you before in my life.
Your name is Galerius, and you are about to offer to take me to Sentius so he can tell me about the Golden Rule.
Oh, I guess how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you.
No problem.
Oh, and
I have
since
to
you
go.
seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on it.
Oh, thank you.
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. If it works, it'll be faster than walking. And if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim in the lake. I haven't quite summoned the courage to test it myself. But don't worry, it's completely safe.
Probably.
Probably.
Haha.
All right, see you around.
Okay, so I'm not supposed to steal anything. Whatever is owned, that is owned. Nice.
Salve.
Salve.
I saw you
Go
use the
Buddies.
device I made, and it worked. Anyway, I'm sorry to ask, but is there any chance you'd be willing to do me a favor?
What favor?
Well, I've been trying to get this rare flower from the rock spire in the middle of the lake. It's too steep to climb, so I hung a rope over the lake and made this pulley device, only I couldn't quite summon the nerve to use it. Do you think you could use the device again and try to get that flower for me?
Why do you need it?
I don't really feel comfortable talking about it. Oh, thank you. It would help me a lot. There's no rush, just whenever you get a chance.
I see, what can I do?
I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of getting Dooley set free. God knows Sentius is never going to do it. But from what I hear, Malleolus has the election stitched up. Nobody's going to take him on and win. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, he talks a lot about freedom, so I'm hoping if he's elected, he'll release Dooley from his cell. And that's good enough for me.
Why is Dooley in a cell?
Sentius put him there. Dooley
Yeah.
was just wandering around looking for some imaginary treasure. Now a magistrate accused him of being a thief. That's nonsense, of course. Dooley's the most harmless man you'll ever meet. But Sentius really has it in for him, for some reason. Gladly. Well, it's a long one, and kind of sad, but I don't mind telling it.
Excuse me.
I'm a farmer. Always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum, with my parents and two little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. sprinted so fast I almost threw up. But by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young, and it was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These Legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle. But there were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters, dead. And they left me alive to see what they'd done. Still burns whenever I think about it. Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica led thousands of Britons in a rebellion against the Romans. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved. So, then I found myself being transported all the way to Rome to be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans' ways, Romanized my name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me, and I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. I'd never seen anything like it. Human beings acting like cattle. I got swept up with them somehow, and the rest is a blur. The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river. Stumbled across this place, and I started my life over again. That's what I thought too, for a while. But it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet. See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans. Or so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bits for himself, of course. He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe him, but then, what if he's right? So, it turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the Legion thugs who took everything from me. I'm right back where I began. But don't you worry, Nemesis is waiting, and he'll get his, one day. He'll get his. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away sometimes. Thanks, friend. I knew I liked you. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Was there something else you wanted to talk about? Oh, I don't give it much thought these days. I mean, everybody here's got their own view about what we need to do to survive. But I say, let's spend less time arguing about what it means to be good and just get on with it, you know? Well, as much as I'd love to get out of here, the harvest's always more fruitful in another man's field, isn't it? But Scintilla, Sentius' daughter, went missing a few weeks back. Could be she found a way out. If anyone knows for sure, it'll be her sister, Sentia. But she'd never tell the likes of me.
Alright.
Alright. See you around.
So I need to get that flower. Okay, cannot go in. She's blocking the way. Ah, that's what I need. How the hell I can get it? I see you cannot move. Sadly.
Just as the ocean accepts the rip, but it does not.
Okay.
The newly
Alright, I shouldn't steal anything. So I need to jump from there. Is it? It's gonna hurt. Ah, bloody hell. I had it. Silly bugger. Don't steal anything, don't hurt anyone, don't. Whoever wrote this didn't get the chance to finish, evidently. Yeah, probably because the person got hurt. Garum, a fermented fish sauce used as a condiment. It gives off a faint salty aroma. Alright, let's try again. This time hopefully I can stay on that bloody rock. Too early. We have something here. Ay, ay, ay. I want to get that flower. Such a shame. The rule of my life. Cannot do first, and then I gonna struggle. Okay, how can I get there? Can I jump over for sure?
Ah, it's you again. Hope you're settling in, friend. Now, what's on your mind?
I have that flower you wanted.
You did it! Well done! This is going to make her so happy. Equitia, I mean. Now I just have to figure out how to give it to her. What I really want to do is walk up to her, give her the flower, and confess I've been madly in love with her since the moment we met. But on the other hand, I can't shake the feeling that the consequences could be terrible. You mean, aside from her execution? You see, Equitia is a Vestal priestess, meaning she's taken a vow of chastity, the breaking of which would be an extremely serious affront to the gods and a capital offense. Even if she was just suspected
You shouldn't go to her.
It could lead to her execution. Unchaste Vestals get buried alive.
Exactly.
Well, I'd get flogged to death for good measure. But at the same time, she's just so kind and graceful, and I feel so much love for her that if I don't tell her, it'll burn a hole in my chest. I don't know what to do.
Go to Aurelia.
What do you think? What would you do?
I think you should tell her how you feel. Consequences be damned. I think you can admire her discreetly from afar. If you really love her, you need to get over her. Or, I'm no relationship counselor. Figure it out on your own.
I suppose you're right. What I need is a go-between. Someone who can tell her how I feel and find out how she feels without risking her life. What do you say? Do you think you could help me one more time?
All right.
Wonderful! Now, all I need you to do is give her the flower and tell her it's from a secret admirer. Tell her I'll keep my distance and that I just want her to know that she's loved.
Yeah. That's corny.
Thank you. Come back as quick as you can and tell me what she says.
All right. Secret admirer. Ah, nice. Can we go mosaic? Come on. Therefore, thank you. Well, maybe I can fall down there. Galir is secretly in love with someone in the city and has asked for my help. Okay, I need to find that Vestal. Ouch. Maybe here. Ouch. Okay, cannot go up. Oh. Wait. Thank you. All right, let's proceed to the city. I want to help you, but yet I cannot. Maybe I have to run for the magistrate.
Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
Alright,
Follow me.
lead the way.
The only thing you really need to understand right now is the Golden Rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. He's up these
This
stairs.
place has become a thoroughfare.
Okay. So that's the magistrate.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name? A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains many hundreds of years ago. Indeed. More importantly, Consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
Yes.
Well, I'm not sure I believe that. But the reason
that is
for
your
this-
problem.
This miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away.
Yeah, I have. What counts as a sin here?
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries. Barbaric? Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world. Rome is a beacon of light in the darkness. For 800 years she has borne great statesmen, philosophers, poets, artists, and engineers. We have comprehensive laws protecting the rights of our citizens, which have unified countless warring tribes all across the Mediterranean and beyond, from Gallia to Judea. All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual preference. Can you say the same? When our people are starving, they are given food rations, and when they are wronged, they have the right to bring the guilty party before the magistrate. Our laws forbid treason, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on. No other civilization in the world is so advanced, and you have the hubris to call us barbaric?
My
I
mistake.
have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you.
Okay, what did you mean when you said Proserpina sent me?
You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you? 2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us? Of this city? I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
Okay, how does the ritual
All I
work?
can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future?
I did see human remains in the temple.
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you?
I will do my
I
best.
suppose that's all I can ask for.
Okay, why can't you investigate?
I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
Fair enough. Okay, do you have any suspects?
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is?
Oh yes, that's happened to me
What's needed here
a
is
lot.
fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
How do I know you are not a person responsible?
Me? Why would you suspect me? I've just told you. I'm about to sacrifice my own life to ensure these people have a second chance.
Still,
What
you
reason
can
could
lie.
Possibly have to suspect me of all people.
Fair point.
I'm glad you think so. Without trust, without each other, we won't be able to prevent what is about to happen.
Okay. Why can we understand each other? I don't speak Latin.
You couldn't speak Latin before you arrived here. How strange. But the gods are active here, and their temples and shrines hum with power like nowhere else in the Empire. Perhaps when Proserpina brought you here, she planted the seed of Latin in your mind so that you could better serve her.
Perhaps.
An unbeliever, then? If you come up with a better explanation, I'll be interested to hear it.
Okay. If I do this, will you help get me back to my own time?
If I understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself.
There was a tip and I never read it.
If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the golden rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense?
I think so. These questions will be available later. Alright.
Good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the golden rule?
Well, I will try.
Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately.
Alright.
One last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
This will prioritize the new quest showing its object markers only. Okay. Dying gasp. Okay.
If you're snooping around in my possessions, you're wasting your time.
True.
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want? I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that?
Charming.
You know, some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing god who's watching everything we do. But what kind of an awful, incompetent god would let my sister go missing on his or her watch? Did you hear that? Curse you, you coward! Where is my sister? What do you have to say for yourself? No response. Nothing. That's what I thought. I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be asleep on the job. Either that, or, like people are saying, it really is just a children's fable my father is exploiting to frighten us into behaving.
It's definitely real.
I suppose I'll just have to take the word of a know-nothing barbarian who just arrived, will I?
Okay.
Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that... Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just... leave me alone.
Can I
I
help?
don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have disappeared from a city with no exits and no crime? Was she snatched away by the harpies?
When did you last see her?
It was 3 weeks ago. We ate our evening meal together, and I remember she seemed happy. In love. We went into our rooms, I went to sleep, and when I woke up, she was gone. That's it. I think so, yes. But she was very careful about keeping his identity a secret, even from me.
Why is that?
Because our father had plans to marry her off, eventually, and even a rumor about her attachment to some mystery man might have ruined those plans.
Okay, your father didn't mention any of this when I spoke to him. Any idea why?
That doesn't surprise me. To him, it was like a prize cow wandering off from its paddock. He's upset, of course, but he says he's too busy with the election to help look for her. So he's letting Horatius do the heavy lifting. Some good that's done.
Is it possible her lover was involved?
I don't know. But it's been 3 weeks since she disappeared, and he hasn't come forward. That might speak to a guilty conscience. All I know is, whoever he is, he's still here in the city.
Sentius, Sentia, Sentila, why are your names are so similar?
You really aren't from here, are you? All Roman women are named after their fathers. I think it's their way of branding us, like cattle to be sold at market. His family name is Sentius, so I'm Sentia because I'm the eldest. And my little sister is formerly Sentia Minor, but she is affectionately known as Scintilla.
Okay. You look surprisingly relaxed about your sister's disappearance.
Why? Because I'm on this couch and not pacing about the villa, wasting energy? I hope you're not insinuating I'm somehow pleased with her disappearance.
Okay, that's bluff.
Oh, you're awful. Get out of my villa and never speak to me again.
Alright.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you? What now?
What can you tell me about the magistrate? Do you know the way? What do you think about our...
What business is that of yours? A lot of people have been looking for her. But it's been 3 weeks. We've found nothing. What makes you think you can do better? I suppose that's true. Scintilla was always a kind, well-behaved young woman. I admit, her disappearance really caught me off guard. If anyone knows something, I'd expect it to be Sentia, Malleolus, Claudia, or Domitius. But none of them will tell me anything. You might fare better though, I suppose.
Alright.
Fine. Alright.
Let's just keep it for now.
That might lead us to Scintilla.
Okay, she won't talk to me anymore. Probably. Until I find Scintilla.
Citizen.
Who the hell are you? Ah, you're a gladiator.
What were you two talking about? Don't play dumb. I saw you. Having a shady little chat with old man Sentius up on his balcony. If he's making a last-ditch effort to pick up votes by talking to a woman, he's even more senile than I thought. Everyone knows women can't vote. What else would you be murmuring about on election day? Mark my words, Malleolus is going to be magistrate by the end of the day. And if I tell him you sided with that feeble old has-been, that you've been trying to undermine his hard-won victory, you'll have picked the wrong patron. Got it? Oh, you just made a big mistake. Malleolus is going to hear all about this, and he'll make you suffer the tortures of Tartarus while you're still alive. Stircomedite.
Making friends. Sentius and Melius, same excrement, different smell. I will try to help you. Thank you. I think this is the Vesta.
Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
Oh, I found her accidentally.
Oh, how lovely. It just happens to be my favorite, too. Who do I have to thank for this?
I'm supposed to tell you it's from your secret admirer and that you will keep their distance, and they will keep their distance. They just want you to know you are loved.
I see. So, it's from Galerius, then? Of course I do. I think everyone in the city knows. That man is a wonderful human being, and my favorite person in the world. But he is the least subtle secret admirer you could imagine. The way he looks at me with those puppy dog eyes. Plus, he's been trying for weeks to get his hands on this flower. He went to so much effort, too. Suspending that rope above the lake, inventing that pulley device all on his own. He'd just stand there each morning, looking at the flower, trying to summon the courage to seize it. Oh, my heart. Tell that adorable oaf that my Vestal's vow of chastity ends once I turn 36. So, if we ever make it out of here, and he doesn't mind waiting a few years, then tell him I love him too.
I'm sure he will be happy to hear that.
I hope so.
Okay.
I'm quite sure it's the work of the gods, which is strange because they've never been particularly concerned with our misdeeds, as long as we've kept the peace of the gods. We asked for blessings, for good health, bountiful harvest, military victory, and in return, we offer praise, wine, incense, or animals. But here, it seems they require much more of us. I find myself reminded of an especially pertinent tale from our great poet Ovid in his epic Metamorphoses. Would you like to hear it? It is rather long.
Why not? I have time.
Wonderful. It goes like this. Baucis and Philemon were an old married couple living a humble life in a small town. One night, the town gets a visit from a couple of vagrants. They go from door to door, asking for a place to stay the night. Of course, being vagrants, they're turned away sharply from house after house, 1,000 in all, until finally they come to the little cottage where Baucis and Philemon lived. Now the kind old couple had very little to offer, but nevertheless, they invite these strangers into their house and offer them food, wine, and a place to stay. Immediately the guests make themselves at home. They begin gulping down the old couple's wine, so much so that Baucis, the old lady, begins to worry they're going to run out. And then she notices something strange. Her wine pitcher keeps refilling itself, as if by magic. Realizing only a select few possess such powers, says to her husband, Philemon, "I think these men are gods in disguise." Immediately the couple begins apologizing for offering such coarse wine. And the vagrants metamorphosize and reveal themselves to be Jupiter, the king of the gods, and Mercury, the trickster god. They confide they didn't mind the meager offerings. They were just pleased that someone in the town offered them hospitality. Then Jupiter says to them, "You have passed our test, but everyone else in this city failed, so we are going to destroy this place and everyone in it, except you, who we will grant a wish." So old Baucis and Philemon escape up into the mountains safely, and they receive their wish, which is for eternity together. Meanwhile, Jupiter carries through with his threat and wipes that city off the map. Some say the moral of that story is that we must all honor the sacred rituals of guest friendship, the reciprocal obligations owed between hosts and guests. But I like to think it's that we should always show compassion for those less fortunate than ourselves.
I agree.
I'm pleased to hear it.
So what's your story?
Oh my. I take it people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?" The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is. So, let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change.
So, how did you end up here?
I'm not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you end up here? Karen, you say? And nothing about that name seemed odd to you? Older. I see. I wonder if...
Maybe
I apologize.
I was tricked by a
I
god.
don't mean to be cryptic. It's just that you've got me thinking. Have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice any patterns.
I will do that.
Good. Thank you. But please be careful. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you too.
What happened to Livia?
Up until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive member of our little community, darning clothes and cutting hair. She was always so chatty, always seeking out newcomers and asking them where they were from and how they wound up here. And then, about a month ago, she suddenly changed. She withdrew, stopped working and became despondent, started muttering to herself. Galerius and I visited her to see how we could help, but she just looked at us with this haunted stare, called us bloodless shadows, and told us we were ignorant of some pattern. Look, it could be unrelated. Perhaps she simply fell ill. Or, as Galerius suggested, the weight of the Golden Rule was too much for her. But there is a small chance that she learned something, saw a pattern nobody else saw, and that it broke her. I just don't want to see that happen to you. So be careful, will you?
I will be.
Thank you.
That's my second name.
Go and follow the thread of truth through this labyrinth, and come back to me if you discover any patterns.
Okay. I have been asking people about how they want to
It must be completed by dusk, just the same as any other official business. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Malleolus, the challenger. Why do you ask?
Who's allowed to vote? What's your role in the election?
All of the male citizens who are willing and able to attend, unless they're running, of course. That's just the way it's always been, I'm afraid. It never sat right with me, either. There are some women who can vote.
This game is very relaxing. It's making me sleep.
In this case, given my role overseeing the election, I've decided to abstain. I can't allow the perception that I'm being anything but fair and independent. But if it's any consolation, there are other ways to influence the outcome of an election.
Such as?
Using whatever gifts the gods gave you. Nothing untoward, of course.
Can I nominate another candidate?
Assuming they're eligible and willing to accept the nomination.
What's your role in the
I'm
election?
responsible for announcing it and making sure the procedures are followed.
Okay.
As I said, I'm planning to hold it before dusk. But I suppose I could hold it sooner, if there's a good reason. Yes. I have overheard some rather unpleasant arguments. The last thing we need here is additional conflict. Very well. I'll get things started right away. Citizens, it is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate.
Okay, what's gonna happen? Oh, so that's where it's happening. An old scroll in which the author makes the case against the existence of the Golden Rule. The Myth of the Golden Rule by Turotus the Younger.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and Marcus Malleolus Gurges. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Malleolus.
Dacius.
Malleolus.
Galerius.
I abstain. I'm just here to observe.
Virgil.
Malleolus.
Rufius.
Malleolus.
And finally, Domitius.
Malleolus.
Ouch!
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Marcus Malleolus Gurges.
Hail, Magistrate Malleolus. I said, hail, Magistrate Malleolus. That's more like it.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply...
Alright. That is bad.
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called Silphium, but that Culus cubulatus Decius won't give it to me. It's too late. She just slipped away. She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally, I'd treat her with resin of Silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the Golden Rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the Golden Rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath. Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that Silphium resin.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Bloody hell. Okay. Someone did the thing. But I cannot escape from here. It sucks. Go away, you dicks. Why am I... Oh, Jesus Christ. I need to run through this shit again. Oh, jeez. Okay. So it wasn't a good idea to start the election earlier.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and why you look like you've just... I don't?
Okay.
Oh. Of course. What did you want to... What? How did you know I was trying to... You know what? I don't care how you knew. What did she say?
She knew it was from you. She asked me the 36. Yeah.
Yes, that is the best news I've ever heard in my life. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You have no idea how happy you've made me. I wish there was something I could do to thank you properly, but I don't have much to offer you. All I can do is tell you where there's a secret stash of coins you might be interested in. Thank you, friend. But I'd feel bad if I didn't tell you anyway. In the rock tunnel near the stairs, there's a little doorway set into the rock. Inside, if you look carefully, you can see a chest. Unfortunately, one of those golden huntress statues is blocking the path, and I'm not game to move it. If you can figure out how to get past it, I reckon there might be a small fortune waiting for you.
Okay.
I hope that helps in some way.
What do you think about the election?
I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. I don't like Sentius much, but Malleolus is almost as bad. Even I could do a better job. Me, a farmer. And I've never given a speech or put on a toga in my life.
Okay.
All right. See you.
So we have some dosh here. And I need 1,000. To buy that rubbish. Okay, we have an order.
Don't you just love springtime?
Oh yeah. That's what should happen.
Just as the ocean, but it doesn't.
Okay. Can you tell me about the pattern you saw?
You think you wish to know, but you do not. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more.
All right.
The newly arrived are...
You say nothing just now.
His dribblehead and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
I do not want to steal. With a rack containing various dried and grounded substances. Livia's chest. Livia, key to the chest in the shrine of Apollo. Okay, thank you. A rudimentary doll, it looks like it has been well loved. A filthy, foul-smelling sleeping mat of somebody living in poverty. Somebody is living in poverty.
The 49 melodies fetch again.
She will guide you.
Incessant labor, the water they have lost.
May the gods be kinder to you than you were to us, a stranger. What the hell? What? What the? Strange.
Whatever's in that great temple. Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Dacius.
I need some silphium resin.
Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii.
Your price growing over life-saving medicine. What's wrong with you?
Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it.
Take it.
Hear what?
Never mind.
You sure you're feeling all right? If you're hearing things, perhaps you should pay a visit to Lucretia's clinic. We don't want another Navia on our hands. She claimed the statue was a whispering to her. Nobody else could hear it. Then she shut herself in the palace and we never heard from her again. But I digress. Do you want this silphium or not?
How would I come up with 1,000 denarii?
That's hardly my concern. But if you get a job, work hard and save your coins, you should be able to afford it within, say, 5 years?
Oh, shut up.
Oh, you have it. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Pleasure doing business. Can I help you with anything else?
Who are you going to vote for?
Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us?
I would like you to vote for Sentius.
Not going to happen.
Okay.
Very well.
I going now and see if we can save that woman.
What are you doing? She needs the res. What? Quick, give it here. Yulia, Yulia, you need to swallow this. Here, let me help you. Hopefully, in a moment, she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary. How did you know she needed this exact thing? And at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle?
Honestly, you wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Look, if you don't want to tell me, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. But no matter. That was like the gods hearing my prayers and intervening. You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself. She might even be able to thank you herself in a few moments. And maybe she can tell us who poisoned her, and who she meant when she was muttering about that snake's cruel black eyes. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with whatever it is you need.
Okay, I keep hearing statues whispering. Is that normal?
Oh no. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you, but no, that is definitely not normal. There was one other person who claimed she could hear the statues talking to her. But that was Nevia, and she went a little mad. Anything about what?
Can we talk about Yulia?
Sure. What do you want to know?
Do you think she was poisoned or was self-inflicted?
Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best we don't discuss it. Gladly.
What's your story?
Tisha, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up.
Okay, how did you end up here?
My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt in. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here. It's all right. Say what you will about this place. At least my fornicating husband will never find me. And while there's no shortage of snakes here, at least with the golden rule, they have to try to be discreet about it.
Okay, why are you working out of a shrine?
This shrine was in use as a clinic long before any of us arrived here. Kind of strange to set up a clinic in the temple of the god of disease. But the god who inflicts a curse is also the only god who can undo it. So I suppose praying to Apollo for healing kind of makes sense. Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good too, until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying. But I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain.
Who?
I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. And he's a little bit scary. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off, and I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out, and you know what that means. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace.
I have the key to her old chest. Perhaps I can find what you need in there.
Really? That would be wonderful. Thank you. Let me know how you go.
All right. That's Julia.
Oh, it's you. Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. But thanks for trying to help me, I suppose. Was there something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest.
Can I ask what happened to you?
As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me, it's just not safe for me to talk about it. Please, no more questions.
I want to know how someone poisoned you without breaking the golden rule.
The golden rule. That's the least of my worries. The gods may be cruel, but Malleolus and Claudia are far crueler. Please, just leave me alone.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it. Thank you. Our priestess, Equitia, once told me it's the god's way of creating a city without sin. But if that's the case, then whichever god is responsible for it didn't think it through. I mean, all it really does is make bad people better at hiding their sins, and good people too frightened to stand up for themselves. I've seen Malleolus, Claudia, and Domitius make grown men cry. Romans, they don't cry easily. They've never physically hurt anyone. But the point is, they don't have to. They've got people running scared because everyone knows Malleolus is the favorite to win today's election. I doubt it. I mean, the election is today, and you've only just arrived. I just don't think there's enough time for you to do anything.
I'll see about that.
We will.
Okay, what is your story?
My life story? Oh, well, I grew up as part of a big family in Rome. Me and 3 older sisters. Our father found good husbands for my sisters, but I wasn't cut out for that kind of life. So he found me a job as a scribe for a prominent merchant. It was a good life for a while, until 7 months ago when the fires came. My colleagues and I worked desperately to try to protect our warehouse. We must have had 100 workers passing buckets of water, chanting prayers to Vulcan, but they fell on deaf ears. The fire was relentless and it claimed everything and everyone. Well, almost everyone. My employer told me to grab what valuables I could and flee for the Tiber with the crowds. I remember diving into the river and then
The next thing I knew, I was waking up on the riverbank not far from here. Thank you. But to be honest, sometimes I think dying in that fire might have been a blessing, given what's happened since. I can tell you, but it's a long story.
Come on. I have all the time in the world.
Right. I'd been here about a week when it dawned on me I'd be trapped here for the rest of my life. I could hardly breathe, and I knew I had to get out somehow. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything. And then I learned her asking price. 1,000 denarii. She was supposed to be my friend. I told her it would take me years to save up that much. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus. And I did. I had to sign an agreement saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years. But I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia, and she gave me her so-called way out. Do you want to know what it was? Hemlock. It's a deadly poison made from a plant. Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of here in no time. Of course, I demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just looked at me with those cruel black eyes, and she laughed. She immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only, he didn't seem upset or surprised at all. In fact, he just thanked her. And that's when I realized the two of them had planned the whole thing from the beginning.
Surely that would have broken the golden rule.
That's what I said to the magistrate. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the golden rule. And I couldn't be responsible for all those deaths, so he locked me in his villa. Confiscated everything I owned as collateral, and made me wear immodest, humiliating outfits while I worked day in, day out. His wife, Claudia, was just as bad. She sent me to work on an endless stream of futile, demeaning tasks. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours, only for her to pour slop on it and hiss, "You missed a spot." Those two took everything from me. But they forgot to confiscate one thing. My hemlock. I just wanted it to be over. But it seems I messed that up too. Should have drunk all of it. I brought it on myself. I trusted one of the most callous human beings I've ever met, and tried to swindle the other. I don't know how I could have been so stupid. When I've recovered, I expect their thug Domitius will come for me. He'll escort me back to their villa, and I'll be right back where I started. Only this time, I won't be able to lull myself to sleep at night with the thought of a permanent solution. Honestly, it would have been better if the poison had been allowed to run its course. I doubt it. It seems this is the fate the gods have chosen for me, for trying to escape. At least until someone breaks the golden rule. maybe it wouldn't be so bad.
I have a better idea. How much will it cost to buy your freedom?
A lot. But it doesn't matter. I made a suicide pact with Ulpius last night. He's in exactly the same position as I am. Malleolus and Aurelius set the same trap for him a month after they did it to me. He and I are in this together. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into Malleolus's villa by now. If so, I'd never be able to live with myself, knowing I broke my promise to him. I doubt you could make it up to the bluff in time. I don't know who you are, or why you seem so determined to help me, but thank you.
Fear is proof of a degenerate.
Okay, can I
Fresh meat, huh?
run up very, very quickly? Okay. How the hell I can go up there? The door is locked. Ah, bloody hell. Oh, I see.
Fresh meat, huh?
Are they?
I need to run up.
Keep an eye out for
Keeping
Scintilla,
an
would
eye
you?
on things, Horatius?
As always, priestess.
Oh my. Why do I have to run so much? Okay, this time I need to go up. Come on.
Salve, friend. Welcome to life. All right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no.
No, 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 no.
Yes, what are you doing?
That's the idea.
What?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him. Thank you. And please, Choose your words carefully.
Let me guess. You're going to lecture me on how suicide is a crime against the Empire.
No, I think you have the right to die if you're so...
I screwed up my life. That's what's wrong. I borrowed money, and when I couldn't pay it back, I wound up in debt bondage. I'll be stuck slaving away for that Culus Cumulatis Malleolus for the rest of my life. I'm out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love, I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no! I can't believe he went through with it. Oh Lord. That poor lamb. Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't a sin under the Golden Rule. So I guess that means whichever god is responsible for it. It isn't mine. That was not your fault. There's no way you could have given him what he wanted, moments after you arrived. I'll have to let everyone know what happened. And I guess Malleolus will have to clean up the mess in his villa. It's of his own making, after all. And I'd best pray for poor Ulpius.
Oh, I don't want to fall down. Follow him. Okay, you know what?
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Magistrate. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored to be elected your magistrate. And now, I make this solemn
Haha, it's no doubt unpleasant cooking with such poor ventilation, but Romans probably regard it as their servant's problem. Ulpius to his lost love, may God watch over you. Please know that I held on as long as I could, but without you, my life is meaningless. I only hope we meet again in Gan Eden. Not from Julia. Julia to her captors Melos and Claudia. Curse you to the depth, but by the time you read this, I'll already be dead. Because that is preferable to another day in debt bondage to you. May vultures peck out your livers in Tartarus for all of eternity. Alrighty.
Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Magistrate, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to be elected your magistrate. And now, I make this solemn
Hmm.
Eggshells, yes. No more should you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe because the tyrant Sentius told you it was forbidden. Yes, from my first act as magistrate, I thereby...
Okay,
I
there
hereby announce
is
a day
someone
of- well,
locked up.
a day of celebration. I hereby announce a day of celebration to mark the end of an era.
Hmm. Okay, I would need some key. Wait. Maybe. Okay, nothing there. So I would need to find some key. There is nothing. Maybe I can, but stealing, it's gonna break the golden rule. So I cannot steal. Flashlight, denarius, increase stone tablet, inscribe stone tablet, zip handler, old scroll, key to the chest in the shrine of Apollo. Okay, then I need to go to shrine of Apollo, see Nivea's key. Does he has anything? Nothing. Ah, too bad. Okay, that is unlocked. Now the question is, does this key opens any other door? Okay.
You're not supposed to be in here. Talk. What business could you possibly have with me?
Why are you locked in this
My
room?
marital affairs are no concern of yours. Thank you very much. The dainty little thing from next door? Of course not. As much as I despise her father, I would never lay a finger on that poor, sweet child. Well, I've had quite enough of this. Domitius, come quickly. We're being robbed.
Prometheus is deaf. So let's go back to the lady and talk to her again.
Do I need to call Domitius? Get out.
Biatch. Oh, nah. It would be a problem. Okay. She is not happy with me. These might be climbable if only they could support my weight. Okay. Vanishing act. Yeah, I couldn't ask Ulpius. Let's meet Moleus.
Did you just leap into my villa from the balcony 100 feet above? That was either extremely reckless or impressively clever. Well, why have you risked life and limb to see me?
What is your story?
I'm Malleolus, and if it wasn't for this interruption, I'd be practicing my victory speech for the election later today. I'm glad you asked. I'll finally restore freedom to this city, just as I've been promising. These good people have suffered long enough under Sentius's tyranny.
How will you do
By
that?
declaring there's no such thing as the Golden Rule. It's a children's fable exploited by Sentius to frighten us into submission. Wait, don't tell me you've fallen victim to that monstrous lie?
What makes you sure it is not real?
The person making a claim bears the onus of proving that claim. Can you do that? Can you prove the Golden Rule is real? Nonsense! There's no way you can prove that. If it was real and you'd seen someone break it, then you'd be dead already.
I am reliving the same day over and over again. The golden rule is broken each time.
Surely, you're not one of those people who believes everything you read. As if a lie could be transformed into the truth by the simple act of writing it down.
Even if I can't prove it, if I'm right, then accepting it will avert disaster. If I'm wrong, then accepting it, it will make the city a better place. Isn't that a good thing?
I disagree. I'll be guided by what is best for the city's people, and that means giving them the freedom to do as they wish. You mean that book next to a golden statue in the theater? Tell me, how do you know that statue wasn't put there by Sentius himself? You can't know, can you? What? Oh, I see what's happening here. Another poor, vulnerable soul taken in by Sentius's machinations. He won't get away with this much longer.
Okay, I cannot.
But that is simply because you are mistaken. I'm afraid not. We're stuck down here together, for better or worse. We're all going to have to make the best of it. You mean the children's fable exploited by Sentius to scare us all into doing what he wants? Of course not. But as I always say, if Sentius can't protect his daughter, how can we trust him to protect this city? Look, if you're trying to find her, you may wish to check the cisterns beneath this villa. Domitius says he saw a body there some weeks back. Of course, just to be clear, I take no responsibility for what happens to you down there. Are you insane? You barge into my villa uninvited and then make outrageous demands? Why would I withdraw from an election I'm bound to win?
Because as soon as you win, you are going to break the golden rule. Or should I bluff? Let's bluff.
You fool.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Okay. Made a mistake, but that's fine. Poor Sentius. Keep killing him. Fuck off. Alright. So, this time I will start up. Upstairs trying to save Ulpius.
Salve.
Okay.
Oh, sounds serious. I'm listening. Yulia? Oh no. All right, I can do that. I'll go, but once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
Okay, and I'm going to try to see this guy. Hopefully it's not going to jump down. Oh, there he is. Again, you.
Friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the gold. That's good, in a sense. Well, it's slightly less terrifying anyway. We've all been where you are now. I remember when I first arrived. I used to lay awake at night contemplating the big questions. Why am I here? Is there a way out? What is the Golden Rule, and who or what is responsible for it? I still don't have any of the answers, I'm afraid. I don't think anybody does. But I'm happy to share with you what I've learned. Please keep that to yourself. I know you're not from around here, but things are very difficult for us right now. There was a terrible fire in Rome last year, and our emperor decided to make us his scapegoats. There were executions. It was horrible. Oh, thank you. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. Here, in this place, the magistrate has me earning my keep by cleaning and pruning the gardens. It's not quite how I expected my life to go. I used to live in a lovely villa on the banks of the Tiber. I was even betrothed to a handsome young man from a prominent family. But long hours of menial labor for the good of the community has its own charms too, I suppose. Oh, much the same way as many of the others. When the fires came to Rome 7 months ago, my family and I fled for the Tiber, hoping to escape on a barge. We were among the fortunate ones with enough coins for passage, but unfortunately, there were a lot of desperate people, and they boarded before we could depart. A scuffle broke out, and I was pushed overboard. The last thing I remember was the water, rising up to hit my cheekbone. I woke up by the river, near that shrine, and stumbled across this place. Oh, that's all right. I'm sure it's all part of God's plan for me.
Let's hope so.
If you like. All right, well, it was
I
lovely
will
to
talk
meet
to you later.
I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh, no. No. No, 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 no. Ulpius, what are you doing?
That's the idea.
What? Why?
Why do you think?
I know things are hard for you. Please just think this through.
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him. Thank you.
Let's see.
And please, choose your words carefully.
You know about that? How is that possible? I mean, I've never mentioned it to anyone. Well, if you say so. You don't understand. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want it all to be over. It's too late for that. Yulia and I made a pact, and she's already swallowed hemlock this morning. If I backed out now, I'd be betraying her. I can't do that. Oh, really? That changes things a little. But we're still in debt bondage to that monster. Unless you happen to have 2,000 denarii to pay off both of our debts. Yulia and I are in debt bondage to Malleolus. We might as well be slaves. And that's how much it will take to buy our freedom back. So, do you have the money or not? No.
No, don't bloody jump down, you idiot.
Time's up. I'm out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no!
Ah, this idiot. Okay, I have to collect that bloody money.
I'll have to let everyone know, and I'd best.
I cannot believe it. The priestess, yeah. How much money do I have? 273. Not much. Okay, doesn't work. Well, at least I was trying. Okay, get that bloody money. Okay. Okay. 740. Nearly half of the money. But I cannot remove this. But in the same time,
Greetings and salutations. Greetings. I'm Georgius. It gladdens me to see another foreigner in our midst. We must stick together, you and I. And I must say, my sartorial friend, your clothing is most extraordinary. Leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching, and such a curious design. I have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus to the farms of India, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Tell me, I must know, from which exotic part of the world do you hail? Is this a riddle, or perhaps you mean to say you feel like you are ahead of your time? I feel the same way. Another reason for us to stick together. We will have much time here to get to know one another. But for now, do you require assistance? I know you do not require clothing, so information perhaps?
okay. Who you are going to vote for?
This is quite the dilemma. But after some reflection, I'm leaning toward voting for Malleolus. I do not enjoy the thought of another visit from Domitius if I voted the wrong way. Nothing comes to my mind, my friend. My story? How kind of you to ask. I am a tailor and I run the humble shop in the forum. You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror of the Golden Rule, and so few customers, why bother setting shop at all? I'll tell you, it is precisely because of the Golden Rule that I wish to remind my friends of the importance of looking one's best. I say, the more of our customs we preserve down here, the more we can preserve a semblance of normality, the better our chances of keeping our heads. Don't you agree? Oh, and there is another reason too. If we all end up as golden statues for future generations to marvel at, I don't know about you, but I would like to look my best. A good question. A very good question indeed. And I would be happy to tell you if only I could remember it clearly myself. I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares, and drowning in coin, I decided to celebrate my success. I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few select friends, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite wine money could buy. Quite a lot of it, in fact. Now, I have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert sands more than once, but none of that compares to this. This time, I remember people screaming, then falling into a void as empty as time before creation, gasping for air, and then nothing. When I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber, gods know how many miles from my villa. Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying a little extra weight. I believe it kept me afloat. In any case, it seems I'd been rescued and resuscitated by a benevolent stranger. I went to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and discovered that trapdoor temple. And here I am. Anything you like.
Okay.
Ah, yes. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. As a Greek, this is nothing new to me. It is how our gods operate. Have you not heard the tale of the god Hades? He was the first to learn this dreadful lesson when he abducted Persephone and imprisoned her in the underworld. When Demeter, the mother of Persephone, learned of this, she did not punish Hades, the guilty one. Instead, she changed the climate of Earth so that it became hot and dry. Nothing grew. The grain turned to empty husks and the rivers dried up. Innocent people died by the tens of thousands until at last the other gods were forced to act, lest they have no worshippers left. So yes, we know this rule. This has always been the case. The Golden Rule has merely brought it into focus. If we are to survive, I say we must each keep the simple wisdom of Thales of Miletus, first of the 7 sages of Greece, who said, "Avoid doing what you would blame others for doing." It does, doesn't it? But it is not enough for us to do this alone. For even if 99% of us adopt this principle, that will never be enough. Sadly, no matter how well we protect ourselves, the life's work of many good people can be undone in the blink of an eye by a single selfish act. Ah, the voice of experience. I am sorry for your loss, my friend. But on a lighter note, I will say one thing for the Golden Rule. For all their grim and haunting poses, these golden statues do make magnificent models for my clothing, do they not? Shh! Not so loud! What are you playing at? Have you not been told about the last attempt? Oh, then I suppose this duty falls to me. Ah, it is a long story. Of course, the first question any of us asks when we first arrive is, how do I escape? It is only natural after all. And scaling the chasm wall is out of the question, for it is simply too steep and too far. But as they say, if the wind fails, use the oars. And here the second option is to leave the way we came in, through the shaft above the bathhouse. See, the shaft is quite high, but if one gathered up enough wood, one could make a series of ladders and climb one's way out. They have. I am getting to that. There was an attempt, made by resourceful fellows who lived here some years ago.
They even decided to keep records of their escape attempt for posterity. Unfortunately, as soon as they began to carry the first ladder down the hallway, they heard the godlike voice shake the entire city, and that, tragically, is where their tale ends. So it seems that to merely attempt escape is to invite the wrath of whichever god oversees this place, and so I say it is best to not even discuss it aloud.
Okay.
I hope that our paths cross again soon, my friend.
Alright, let's speak with Equity. Wow. What do you speak with him for?
Better watch your step. Can't talk long. Got to stay sharp, but families from Solucia on Tigris, Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions, the 6th, the one they call Ironclads. Same way as everyone else. Because we're all in grave danger. Is it not obvious? Magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid. Going to have to improvise now. If you were dealing with what I am, you wouldn't be either. Nobody is supposed to know about that. Did Lucretia tell you? Gah. Look, I haven't been at my best lately. All my joints ache constantly, and the pain has a way of messing with your head. I get stirred up by things that shouldn't bother me, and then there's the statues and my doubts about my faith. And I just want to scream. You want to help me? Do what Lucretia hasn't been able to do, and find me something to make the pain go away. Until then, get out of my face.
Okay, treatment for rheumatism, blah blah blah. But there's the chest. Okay, treatment.
Welcome. Feeling all right?
Okay.
You made it into the palace. I'm impressed. How is Nevia? Oh, I see. Well, what's the treatment? Willowback. I should have known. It was under my nose the whole time. That's very helpful. Thank you. If this works, it should settle Rufius down some. I have some right here. Could you do me a favor and give him some of this? He'll just need to swallow a pinch of it. I'm hoping it will avert disaster.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm really glad you arrived when you did. That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
Okay, where is this moron? Yeah, and I'm working on it. Rufius.
You again. What about it? Willowbark. And this will work? Oh, thank God. Finally, some relief.
Okay. Okay.
What I've been praying for. Maybe God hasn't abandoned me after all. Thank you. I've been in a lot of pain lately. The rheumatism, these cursed statues always watching in the crisis of faith. It was too much. Started messing with my head. This is exactly what I needed to set it straight again. I owe you one.
Okay. Who are you going to vote for?
Meliodas. Not sure I trust Sentius. Couldn't even protect his daughter in a city without sin. How's he going to protect us?
Anything I can do to change that?
No.
I just helped you.
Who do you want me to vote for?
Sentius.
Fine. I'll vote for Sentius. But no more favors. We're square.
We are square.
I'll tell you this much. I hate the fact that my survival depends on the common sense of other people. Ah, then you know what I'm talking about. I mean, all these people just bumble along like nothing's wrong. While we're one bad decision away from being wiped out. Like the last lot of people who lived here. Seems like I'm the only one ready for what's coming. Whatever that is. And when it hits, it's everyone for themselves. You've been warned. I don't know. But did you ever get the feeling some of these statues are watching us when we're not looking? Like they're waiting for something. I don't like it. That doesn't help me. No, I don't. I did hear a rumor that Aurelia, the tavern keeper, has been offering to sell a way out. But I barely have two sesterci to rub together.
Okay.
See you around.
See you around. It's all up to me, yeah? A fountain producing fresh water, but where could the water be coming from? Yeah, I need to go down to the cisterns. Also, well, oops. Okay, I need a bow. Not from Nevia. I'm locking myself in, don't try to follow me. Nothing good will come of it. Okay, where the hell I can find a bow? Thank you for the denarius. Okay. I need another 1,000 denarius and I will be fine. So I can save Ulpius. What are you doing? Okay, why I am lagging? The door is locked. I need a key. But maybe I will carry on next time, because that's getting too long. How can we pass this test if we don't know the rules? That's very true. Anyway, because of something is just not right, and I started to lag, I urinated into Maleo's wheel of room above and got away with it. Nice. So anyway, that's gonna be the end for today. It's a interesting game, but kind of a fun. It's not so much action happens, and making me a wee bit sleepy. Anyway, still a nice game. I love it, and I definitely try to finish it whenever I can. So if you have been here, thank you very much. If you're going to watch it, thank you. If you got to this point, thank you, and be good and stay safe.